Oh my gosh. Some of the stuff on my desk, I thought it was gonna be like really old clutter, but some of it is literally from the past 24 hours, and it's recent enough that I can't identify it. Okay, I have glitter in the bisexual colors up on this. Okay, my settings. There's Hey Williams, meaty 1 million years perhaps. Hi again. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're around. Oh my gosh, Magdella, hello. How are you? And hello to my Cosmozoan. I, oh, I'm in a state where I hope I'm gonna feel okay. Happy Pride indeed, right? Happy Pride. Like, I had a couple of streams when Pride Month had started. You're saying share the yaoi. um, so that's like a relative sort of a term. I mean, full color up in here though. The I Okay, there's a bunch of other stuff on this desk too that makes me not able to use it. The but I I don't have like an organizational system for it, but I think I'm gonna just have to take a trash bag and start hucking stuff in there. There's a wow. Oh, I'm not damaging that, right? Maybe a little. Hamilton mug. I do love it. I do love it a lot. There's there's Happy Pride. You're saying you haven't been here in a bit. Hope everyone's great. And you're saying you forgot this channel existed. Oh my gosh. I sent you a DM on the Magmas. Alexander Hamilton, where's your family from? Unimportant. There's a million things I haven't done. Just you wait. Just you wait. Okay, so there's. I think I'm throwing out things like a cloth flower, various things. What's new in your guys' life? I think I've been like uncertain for a long time where the future of these streams should go, but I don't know. However, it turns out it's been a really cool time, and now that the release date for Deltarune is announced and it's like coming out just a couple days before my summer class starts, I have to I have to finish Deltarune again because I don't know if you remember how I left my save, but I was completely sure that I was going to get like little hidden weapons and whatever. You're saying you thought it was some kind of a bad fever dream. It's real though. Excuse me, excuse me. The roasts never end. You think I'm the bad fever dream? Well, uh, you're also fevering and dreaming. Okay, Deltarune tomorrow. Please help. I can't like finish that game in that amount of time. I mean, even from the Gerson point, just I don't know what's it called. Just the Titan fight and the Gerson fight. And I want to do both. You're saying you didn't know Deltarune was coming. What? Oh, well, I mean, not tomorrow, but pretty darn close. You're saying you're not the most decisive person on Earth, but then again, neither am I. Oh my gosh. I fully wanted to start this stream like an hour ago. I just been stuck and then emotionally stuck when I think of things. Oh my gosh, and here's the flashcards where I tried to freaking write a speech on them for class. Ew. The frankly traumatizing to look at. You think I'm actively killing someone and that was the that was the sound maybe? I mean, I'm just killing the amount of yaoi on this desk. Oh my gosh. I I held on to this like animal of a Saja boy because I thought I was going to like gift it to somebody like for another shot at friendship or something. But then I just never contacted that person again. Oh my god, oh my god. You're saying, partly my fault, I take the bit of the extreme, it can be rather distracting. A worthwhile distraction. And then you're saying, what's that you sent me? Why is it French? I thought that was Spanish. This is concerning. Well, every time you check up on me, I know a little bit more. He's your soda pop. Dude, wait, how's life going lately? And then are you are you oh, I wanna see what messages you're sending, but they're getting auto translated. But yeah, I'm back from traveling and then hopefully gonna do a little bit of drawing and then hopefully find a spot for the yaoi. I don't have a spot for many things on this desk, and and I guess the amount of decisions involved in fixing that up disturbs me. I think I have to put a bunch of underwear in this bag. You're saying one thinks it's French, another thinks it's Spanish. It's really Somali. They're not that easy to mix up whatsoever, right? You're saying how did the trip go? I got to touch fishes, dude. Dude, prepare to get jealous of me. I was touching fishes in the ocean and and like feeding them and stuff, and then one bit me a little bit, man. Um, but it wasn't like malicious. It was just like the way where you're eating something and then you bite the fork on accident. That's the same way. Saying cleaning isn't hard, but it is such a process. I definitely get caught up in the analysis paralysis. I say this as if I'm analyzing anything. I'm not. I'm not analyzing anything much. Okay, the waistband on all of these failed. Put that in the bag. There's a towel bucket. You're saying, did the fishes consent? the wait, you calling me the and then you talk about the mobile app. God damn it. No. I'm trying so hard always to unlock the DMs, and I did not unlock the DMs. Alright. You say molested those fishes? We're not molesting the fishes. The fishes came up for some food, and if anything, they touched me. The fishes touched me because I was giving them a food, okay? If I spin the story as I touch the fishes, this is also, I mean, kind of true. In the same way I'm touching the air right now. I don't know. It's touching me. You're saying this. Oh my gosh. You're saying that fish went back to his fish wife and thought of the strange bony squid thing that made him feel like he hasn't since his wedding day. Girl. Oh my god. Oh my god. The fan fictions. The fan fictions. The fan fictions and the fan fictions. Fish NTR story goes crazy. Hey, why is this happening? Really quick, why is this happening? Wild fishes or shop fishes? Wild fishes, yeah. So, I got to go on a boat, and the boat took us by the reef, and then the fish food that this little tour company thing was given, it was like $5, but then I didn't have a cash on me, so then the guide person was like kind and was like, yeah, just take one. And then that made the whole experience. Wow, that's amazing. You're saying we have 20 people watching. Oh no, it's probably gonna be fine. Hello to whoa you boo boy. And you're saying the profile picture is Yuri Yaoi Alliance. Yuri and Yaoi Alliance. And Myth Nerd saying, how long have you been live? Only 9 minutes. I'm a bit later than I wanted to be, but hello, good to see you. Myth Nerd, you're saying, is that a fish in your pants or you just happy to see me? Why can't you have fish in your pants? And also happiness. Think on this. Think on this. Alright, so I don't know if this is gonna be like in contact with the sun, but I have bisexual body glitter. Hopefully it doesn't need to be like that much temperature controlled because some of the storage in this room is next to my window. And and then you're saying, oh, my health nerd has gotten the mod says that's true, I didn't remove it yet. Even though I was like, yeah, let's do this as on a temporary basis. I don't know. Are you being chill? Well, I'll keep an eye out if you're still chill. And you're saying you subbed about the jury. Ah, you know what? That makes my heart happy. I should make proper Yuri and proper Yaoi. Make a comic. You're saying, are you gonna do a drawing live? Yeah, I'm cleaning off my desk first, but yep. You're saying I killed a glitter bug and is hiding the body. I'm not. And hello to Pumbafo. How you doing lately? Do you get any I must have asked this last time, and I think the answer was no. You're not getting any break on the summer. My college does that. Yeah, I've got some. I've got the bisexual colors of body glitter. Got that going on. So I'm gonna keep that in this little wire caddy that is supposed to be for craft supplies. But my craft supplies is also disorganized, so I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Jaro had a family reunion. Too late for the joke. The touching fishes thing, the family. The reunion because I'm an alleged fish. Oh. The rhyme that sticks in my head the most, is it even really a rhyme? It's like, only a snake eat a snake. The Okay, you're saying you can help with the yaoi comic if you need. Oh my god. Some kind of combination of Yuri and yaoi? Like some kind of a man kissing a woman? Is it even possible? I can't even think of this. But I am just saying combining this live and the drawing live. How long is this going to be? Well, I hope to be live for like at least another hour, but I don't know. I started so late, I might go a little bit more, but I don't know. I'm stressing myself out about stuff today. But yeah, at least an hour. Depending on how stressed I am at the end of that hour. You're saying you're doing awesome, except the fact that you're being eaten alive by blood-sucking vampire bugs. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I hope it's not bed bugs at least. It's, wow, best of luck. You're saying 8 hours. I don't know, maybe I should be chilling. Maybe I should be chilling. And then you're saying you're not getting a break, and not only have you delayed your physical training, so now you're stressed physically and mentally, but you thrive in the chaos. Okay. Cheers to thriving, dare I say? 500 drawings. Oh my gosh. You're saying, should you mute the one that made a joke about fish in pants? The one that I can you Nith Nerd, that's Macdella, and Macdella has been a mod longer than you have. The I Okay, I mean I'm just curious if it works. Does that actually work? Fish, snake, and eel. You're saying that's an insane idea, and then you saw Fee. You're fit hard right now. Oh my gosh. You're saying, weren't you the one that made that one? You're gonna ask you for permission before muting. The you're being the you guys like tested this on each other and you can't do it to each other, right? Mod versus mod action. Okay, so for the concept of it, no, but to see if it works, yeah. Okay, but um here's this. What else am I looking at? I was keeping this zipper for my favorite pants. It broke off. And then they're saying, don't ever say mod versus mod action again. Did it? Did that sounded bad? That sounded weird and bad, and I'm saying things that sound weird and bad. I see. Okay. I did get to see the Digital Circus finale yesterday in theaters, and I'm very glad. But I guess I do want this to be like a non-spoiler sort of a stream, so I won't say anything except that I remember like a blog post Gooseworks had made about like self-indulgent stuff, and I feel like maybe I see it on display, and it warms my heart, you know. And then you're saying, did you already mention you graduated on Monday? You finish Odyssey where? Odyssey where? I don't know what the last two words are related to, but hey, congratulations on graduating Monday. Hey, fun times, fun times. What else have I got on this desk? It's just tissue for the nose in a bag. Okay, and then I feel like this has been a pretty good place to keep the hair jar. Like as a prop, I guess I kind of generally do want it in the streaming zone, but also the glass sort of freaks me out a little bit. Mod on mod. Redacted. Oh my gosh, you've been banned by Myth like on a previous occasion? Or you're just like manifesting it. You're saying you're done with high school. You didn't walk, just finished tests and left, and you'll be back next week to get your diploma. You're gonna have to pay fines first. Huh. That sounds like a bit of a complicated process, but yeah. There's not just yaoi on the desk. There's the jar of human hair. And by human hair, I mean my hair. I've kept a bunch of hair ties on that. That's a little bit wasteful. It's a little bit wasteful. You're saying you haven't banned or muted anyone yet? Ah, I see. So the first one is going to be a memorable and momentous occasion. Okay, back in the jar. I could store this in anything, but the jar is like oddly satisfying, I suppose. You're saying to turn the hair jar into a wig. It's really tempting, right? And that's I kind of want to do that, but then the process is like a little tiny bit complicated. I get intimidated out of it. You're saying, "Hi, it's you, Magdella. Your 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 thing got banned, and you've also become wait wait you've become illiterate, or was that the ban? Okay. Well, I feel like I do remember this account a little bit. Hello again, Magdella. I don't believe that it would be anyone else claiming to be Magdella, because that would be, well, that would be strange. That would be unheard of. I wouldn't even heard of that. Alright, so let's take this sticker off the Saja Boy. Whenever I clean stuff up, I do have to acknowledge that I have a little bit of hoarder tendencies, and just taking everything I can to fight against them, because I'm just like, well, what if this is useful one day? And then I've got a brooch. I've got a tiny jar full of seashells. And for what? And for why? Octopus brooch. And I've got a lighter, but then it's a little tiny bit hard to work that thing. You're saying you've lied for comedic effect. You have in fact not been banned yet. Okay. I guess the only case of a mod, like banning a mod, that we've seen is when you choose to leave the stream voluntarily. And then the nerd is saying, when you start the drawing live, can you have first request? You already know what you're gonna request. You know what? I'm gonna say no today. It's I mean, okay, like progress on the femboy type of an art. The I don't know. Maybe I would want to do like different femboy type of sketches and whatnot, because I'm seeing the beauty always. But I definitely do want to start something from scratch. You're just saying, did I ever tell you guys that you have your baby teeth in a box? Oh, I guess that's a fine place for them. How do people react when you tell them this? Baby teeth in a box type factoid. Man, I do like having a Hamilton mug, but it's smaller than other mugs, so I don't know what's the best use for it. Because if I try to drink out of Hamilton mug, then it's going to be over in 2 sips. You're saying whose babies teeth? You're saying I should draw myself as a Tato. Yeah, maybe. And then AGG Gamer is saying shout out bro twice. Okay then, shout out bro, I suppose. I don't know. You're saying you got another idea. Orc chiefess on a throne surrounded by femboy harem with big asses. I don't know if I've practiced drawing big asses enough. The really clapping them cheeks. But I am getting like YouTube shorts suggested to me about people who are like totally caked up on I don't know, whatever day of the week. Absolutely and utterly caked up. And so, I mean, the drawing references are coming to me, coming in my direction, you know? You're saying it's some baby's teeth, and that's all you need to know. I feel like we need to know more. You still have one of your baby teeth. It's a tooth in a shaped case that's pink, and it's a larger container with your oil pastels for some reason, right? Because when you have a bunch of miscellaneous items, it's tough to tell where they should go. Like, where do we sort this into? You're feeling like there's a indoor liking of femboys. Who doesn't have fondness for femboys? I believe we have one person in the chat who was not down with the femboys, at least, and that was Pumbafo, like, on the record. You're saying you still store your baby arms in your closet. Why do people get rid of them? Terrifying sentence to follow that up with. Good lord, why? All right, maybe this should go. I don't know. It can go underneath the easel thingy, even though sunlight will hit that. And then there's a little cup with a little piece of paper in there. I think I need a better place for my very miniature trinkets. I don't know. It's not exactly anti-hoarder to have all of it. You keep a large jar, you keep a tomboy with the femboy, you get down with the femboys, and an art idea. You love this trope, femboy BF and tomboy GF. And then Doctor Who What Where is saying that you're warning you with peace and love. I have too much to do, so no more fan mail. Thank you, and no objects to be signed, nothing. Peace and love, peace and love. I this Okay, YouTube user Williams, is that your alternate account? Are you bringing an alternate account in here? That was a really long message for an alternate account. That really seemed like an alternate account. Tomboy Outback, oh yeah. And then, you're saying Tomboy GF and Fed BF basically describes the relationship. Oh my gosh, I should, I feel like I've been having more tomboy outfits lately. And by tomboy outfits, I mean, well, from a distance, that's just a dude. That's just a dude. You're saying tomboy GF and femboy BF is the most safe for work femboy drawing you suggested. The incredible amount of restraint you have. And you're saying, if that has a date on the envelope, it's going to be tossed. You're warning you with peace and love. You have too much to do, so no more fan mail, no more objects to be signed, nothing. Alright. This is exactly what an alternate account would say if that were here. Then you're saying femboy enemies to lover yaoi, where one of them starts off all masked, but that realizes they like being more femme. Oh my gosh. Some contrast, some transformation. It creates intrigue. It does create intrigue. You're saying you haven't commented with your alt account in a while. That's not you though. You create more handsome alt accounts. I see. I'm being suspicious for nothing. And you have 70 alternate accounts. Well, that's kind of exciting, dare I say. These should probably go in a luggage if I can do that. Luckily, I have luggage on the ground and can just toss that in there. I want to be a little bit time efficient with what I'm doing, but I don't have a spot for all of my things. Really freaking myself out about that. What's even the deal with all of that? You know what? There's Lumity stickers, and I think it's high time I stick these onto something. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful time to be sticking the Luz and Amity stickers onto, let's say, the back of a laptop. I don't know. The back of a laptop is kind of a safe bet, but are there any safer bets around? I wonder. Tough to tell. Maybe a sketchbook. A sketchbook would be very nice. There's. If you pick any one of these, I would suggest that one if you don't want to draw NSFW today. And then you're talking about Pomni having an appropriate reaction to a femboy. Woo! And hello to Cat's work. And Jeffel fan art and elongated Pomni. Elongated Pomni is the latest update in Pomni. Not for sugary water. And then you're talking about some sugar honey iced tea, not safe for Shadow's mom. And then you're saying I really need to put some Donald Trump highlights in my hair. He has highlights? By highlights, do you mean like the bald flap that's like underneath the majority of the comb over? Are you sure I need it? 100% certainty? Well, if there's no other choice, I guess I just gotta take out the middle of my hair. God. Well, that's not what I expected today. All right. We're talking about asking if we're gay. You're saying you were on Gatekeeping Yuri, which does yaoi too, and you saw one meme of a girlfriend constantly asking her boyfriend if he's sure he's not gay, and the plot twist, the girlfriend finds out he's trans and he's gay. Oh my gosh. And then you're asking for no Amazing Digital Circus spoilers. Very fair. And then RTA asking if we're gay. Yeah, let's be gay. Woohoo, let's be gay. And Anthony is asking if you can hear me snore. Well, actually, my nose is a little bit clogged. You can hear me blow my nose. This feels like a terrible thing to pivot to, actually. But, I mean, my nose is clogged, actually. You're saying, please do not snore. Do you like punk rock? I mean, I like a little bit of punk rock, but I mean, I got recommended an entire album of punk rock lately, and I don't know. And then there's some sequence of words from Cat's work, and then you're saying not to snore, and then thanks for a compliment, Millie Erty, and then you're saying don't snore for the tartar sauce named Anthony. Guy Fieri's restaurant is so good. I haven't actually been, and I've had the opportunities to go to a Guy Fieri restaurant. And hello to Regan. M6V. And then you're saying, oh great, a ruined show. Wait, really say, okay, you're saying something about a ruined show? What's your profile picture? Is that somebody just like incredibly cheeked up? I can't really see it that well, and I don't know what conversation, which way you wanted this to go, but I only see two ways that it can go. Both of them are a cheek. What the hell? You're saying, why is she so scared of me? I did nothing. I'm an innocent little kitty. I don't know. But I want to put these someplace. I guess on a sketchbook. I don't know. I wish to have a place for all of my objects. I keep not having a place for all of my objects. Except one place, which I guess has to be the garbage. I have to put things into the garbage from the waste management system. You've heard of the devil from the Bible. Get ready for the garbage from the waste management system. You're saying the profile picture is a big boba and a big booty. I thought my neuron was being activated. Alright, here's a trash bag. Shake. And you're saying get a notebook and fill it with stickers. I do really want to do some proper scrapbooking because I have this I have this like receipt that I kept from the digital circus screening, and I want to like do scrapbooking with those things. I kept this empty tissue box thinking that it would be good for storage or something, but I don't really think that's happening. Chuck that. One thing after another. And get a notebook and fill it. In fact, indeed, You're saying huge ruberts and humongous thighs and arse furry. Oh, that's what's happening in that profile picture? We got some let's go. And then you're saying, do you have a thing for being caked up? Your art gives the idea you do. No judging, and you by no means have to answer, and please tell me if I have crossed the line. Thanks for putting all of those disclaimers on that, Myth Nerd. That would be a strange amount of disclaimers if I didn't personally know your history, but wow. But since I do know your history, and the disclaimers seem pretty good. Anyway, saying not on the public server. The I think it's great when there's a huge amount of booty. Really improves my day. Usually. The I mean, I guess there's some scenarios in which it would not improve my day, but I haven't encountered too many of those yet. Usually it's just really awesome. Alright, and you're saying, Jaro, do you know how to fold an origami crane? And was that a threat to the President of the United States? Because that's very illegal. Good lord. What the hell? I was just talking about the hair. What the hell? You're saying, can you ban Mindnard? Interesting. Okay. And then Cosmo saying you might do a Jester cosplay for Halloween. Oh my gosh. We're like halfway through the year now. And so Halloween is closer than ever. All right. Let's make a oh, do I have something that would help me with this now? Because when I tried to make this, I didn't really have a supplies or anything. But oh, and then I'm saying click on for mobile, and then hi Zira. You said you saw a comedian discussing the concept of death to his cat, and he looked like he could be my sibling. Well, I have a sibling, so that's a very specific sort of thing. Did the comedian have curly hair? Does my lad have a secret career? All right, you can't decide which jester. Interesting. The Pomni, Jebel, Dementia, or Marks. If I could put in a vote for Jebel, I think you'd have a fun time with that. But then, if you choose Pomni, then you're not going to run out of options for where to purchase the costume. So from a practicality standpoint, like you could get several Pomni costumes and then just sort of piece together things to create an actual high quality one maybe. All right, I'm making some progress with clearing off this desk. Don't know how permanent this is going to be. I tried reading the combat portion of the Dungeons and Dragons player handbook. Thanks again, Cosmo. And I've been unable to read books lately. Straight up illiterate maxing, as one could say, but perhaps it's better if I don't. And so I've got like Dungeons and Dragons later tonight. I still don't entirely know how I'm going to conduct myself in the combat scenario. Alright. We have finally reached our first combat scenario though. You just got a phone call, and it was a person breathing with voices in the back, and then they hung up. That sounds like a butt dial. It sounds like a butt dial, maybe, like an accidental thing. You're talking about 4 months. What's in 4 months now? What's your comment is not related to anything else. You're saying if you can't do a good jester, you're coin flipping on Kane or Tenna. Ooh, Tenna would be a really fun one. And then you're saying some very well girl, and then Catswork saying what would you be reincarnated as? Because I would like to keep you stuck in a glass cup as a spider and feed you gnats. I mean, so the middle of that sentence was really concerning, but then as long as I'm getting fed gnats, that's like the ideal existence for a spider, right? That's basically how I live my life right now. Not to imply that I'm currently capable of shooting webs out of my butt or eating gnats. I don't do either of those things, just to clarify. But I mean that's pretty close to how I live right now, like as a spider in a glass cup being fed gnats. But temperature wise, like whatever kind of spider, like could I have a little bit of shade perhaps? Um I imagine that I would like that very much. But anyway, you're thinking what I would like to be reincarnated as? The Well, I mean, if the option is there that I'm gonna get like taken care of all nice style and have no worries, because I mean, if you think of it as an animal, um, you're kind of helpless and don't really get to plan your future and stuff like that, and it's very tough. Um, and so if you're being taken care of, that's like the best deal as an animal that you can ever have, right? And then Kane Tana just Kane Tana Pumpkin, you're getting some really great, um, really great cosplay suggestions, my girl. Oh my god! And then you would be reincarnated as a axolotl, or you could dress up as a possessed pomni. Wow, that's pretty great. Now let's scroll back over to the bottom of this chat, and then somebody is asking if I can say hi to. Wait, dude, are you trying to make me say gay bitches? You can just ask me to say gay bitches. The I haven't like done too much censoring on this channel yet. And that's not even one of the mean ones, you know? It's just fun to say gay bitches, woohoo. Because then you walk out in the world and you know who's gay bitches? We're gay bitches. The Anyway, happy birthday to your friend if you know somebody named like Gabe. And then you're saying a king cosplay is basically a Tana cosplay, but the overcoat is red and black and double breasted. And hello to Drown Got Drowned. And then you're saying otters are cute. Oh, you would be reincarnated as an otter. I have I have seen cute things about otters sometimes, and I want to believe in those. I want to believe in those parts. I've seen brutal things about the otters as well. Okay. We've got even more garbage. We've got garbage. Alright. What? I have this just sort of on my desk and I don't. What? Oh, okay. So I have like orthopedic related stickers for my retainer. My retainer sort of pinches a little bit though. And why do I have so many stickers about this? What appears to be like a name tag. I mean, I guess I'll keep the stickers and at least one name tag. That would make sense. I'm baffled though. Why has that been on my desk for over a month? Okay, freaking myself out on that. You're saying, oh yeah, you're asking, can we just say gay bitches? Yeah. And then shout out to your boy Jockstrap. Yeah. Shout out to your boy, I suppose. All right. Everything's going in the bag. In the bag. A lot of stuff is going in the bag. And then we are having some. I always thought for some reason the thought is going through my head. The prank name Amanda Hug and Kiss is ridiculous because nobody has the name Amanda. Dude. Okay. We take something of an intermission from the cleaning and I guess yaoi discussion stream to straight up be just blowing my nose. I'm just off the screen. Blowing my nose, dare I say cleaning my nose. Oh god. I wish that I could breathe a little better. And you're saying no one's named Amanda, obviously. Why would you name a girl Amanda? And then that like leads to the nickname Mandy, I think. And then I remember being absolutely thrown for a loop when I was like That's the name of a little girl or something. This was as a kid, so I had a very stringent idea of what was possible in the world. A little girl can be named Mandy, but yeah, that was a thing even before they released like the gender updates and whatever. I've got this little stingray. There we go. But it broke. This is supposed to be a keychain. Now I don't know what this is. Okay. All right. That's several things in a container now, and hopefully that's a little bit easier to manage. And in the middle of all of this, I got this pipe cleaner, and okay, what am I missing in the chat? You're saying, why would you name a girl Amanda? And then you just got 150 plus HP. The damn nose blowing. Billy and Mandy, William and Amanda. You know what? That sounds weird. That sounds bizarre. You're the only William in the world. You knew a guy named Haywood? Haywood with a middle initial U with a last name below me? Oh my gosh. And then you're saying everyone needs to be nice because my mom is reading this stuff. Well, this is a little bit late for that, isn't it? Oh my gosh. And then you're saying it is actually one of your friend's birthday today. And, it's very normal to announce somebody's first and last entire government name after saying that. Joe K. Ingman. I can't tell where I am at in the grand scheme of being messed with. All right. When was the last time you had your pipes cleaned? Because you just cleaned yours yesterday, so you would stop choking on the smoke. Huh. You love pipe cleaners, and you recently cleaned your pipes. If those were the words you wish to use, very interesting. And now I'm making a craft. We need like 5 loops. 3, 4, 5. All right. I think that's the proper amount of loops. And this is 2 ordinary size pipe cleaners stuck together. But, is it tough to get off of this thing? Oh, I suppose not. Let's see if I remember how to make this. Because I think it shall be very nice. You put the... Oh, well, first you line these up. And then you put the other bit through the loop. And it's gonna be pretty much awesome, I think. And then twist these bits together. And then I think pinch the bottom a little bit. That's always a great thing to add into your day, your month, or your year. And then twist off all of these like this. I saw this on this was like sent to me on the Instagram, and I should be trying more of those type of crafts, honestly, because it's very nice. Okay, so now there's like several petals like this. I'm just sharing this with you out of nowhere. You're saying you should probably clean your sink's little pocket pipe thing. Yeah. What the hell? You got some you've got some real updates happening in this chat. You had to clean your pipes for your sink and it looked like a dead rat was stuck inside of it. I have to clean my sink too. I'll do the entire thing. Okay. So hopefully this is the shape that we want for this. And we're gonna bend all of these down. Saying don't pinch the bottom, guys, it hurts. Excuse me. Only the finest and most consensual pinching. You're saying you have a friend, a trans girl, who the first week coming out named herself Amanda as a joke for 2 months, went by it before telling people her actual name that she goes by. Dude, okay. Your friend has like a legendary sense of humor, dare I say. Dare I say. Okay. So I made it like this, and then hopefully that's what's cooking, what's cooking. This is what's cooking good looking. I don't know if I made this too huge, and if it therefore does not work if it's too huge. But do 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 do. I have too many pipe cleaners and don't know what to do with all of them. So pipe cleaner crafts are something. Well, this looks slightly SpongeBobish now. The other ones that I did turned out like really nice and stuff. And so to do one of these like live on the camera and then have it turn out a little freaking funky, truly a devastating moment. Truly a devastating moment. The I thought maybe it would turn out better with the little wraparound tool. Because how it's supposed to go with a little more detail is like the one that I've already done. But I've done the exact same process for both of these. But how it would go. You're gonna hit your bong in honor. Well, that's exciting, I think. And then you're talking of establishing a safe word, and you're saying, why do people not like the name Amanda? It's it's fine. It's a fine name, I suppose. And hello to Norton, Texas. Hello, fellow chatters. It's me, Norton, Texas, from Washington, the 27-year-old used sink seller. Remember to clean your plumbing pipes frequently. I hope you're all having a spectacular day. Thank you, Norton, Texas. Saying he wants to catch. Oh my gosh. Ah, Norton, Texas. Norton, Texas. How are things with your father? Norton, Texas. And then you're saying you can make stuff out of pipe cleaners. You have efficient hands. I feel like the colors matter in this because I'm looking at this and I followed the exact same steps as what I did to get this. Okay, I guess this one has a little bit more steps, but basically, basically. Saying Benjo hasn't heard that for the first time. Dude, I wish, dude. Okay, so let's put these together, and maybe that will make it look more flower-like. Maybe if it's more round, then it will look more flower-like. Do more round. That's what we can do. Okay, yeah, that's slightly more like a flower. You're getting the spray bottle. And thanks for the compliment, El Kermit 420. It's very soothing to make a pipe cleaner craft. I mean, I don't imagine I'll continue this very often, but it is very soothing though. If I like stick this onto it, does it look like anything? I don't know. You're saying flowers are genitals. We're off the rails. We're off the rails. Okay, let's gather up some spare tissues and things off of this desk. And maybe pipe cleaner flowers are something that I would want to do for the tops of pens, maybe, and then have a little bouquet on the desk. And then you're saying you're a bit closer to your roots since you were gone for a bit, getting comfortable again. Oh my. You're saying this channel is very calming. Woo, yay. I also have this pipe cleaner. It's just sitting there. I feel like maybe I don't want to make a flower out of it. Okay, I just said that, and then maybe I do want to make a flower out of it after saying that. But then it would be like all hairy. That would be sort of messed up. And then if you like bend it too severely, then and that's it. That's what you've got to decide for this. Nice flowers you got there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Get shot for going too far. Good lord. Oh my god. You're off the rails. They're telling us scientifically flowers are the reproductive system, and the flowers just the outer decoration to attract the pollinators. You didn't know I was roommates with Jaden Animations. Oh, oh, oh. Wait, which part is like roommate-ish? Make one of those giant dandelions, like a really giant dandelion. This is sort of, I almost said dandelion flavored. But how would that go, you suppose? Do I have dandelion colors up in here? I wanna say the other, this green is more plant-like, but when I was picking out this one, it reminded me of dandelions for a second. But maybe that's only like, mm, no, it still reminds me of dandelions. It still does. Make a flower to put a bunch of flowers on with the big white pipe cleaner. Oh my gosh. Should you start muting people for making flower jokes? It's the squad. It's literally the squad. The don't even worry about it too much, Myth Nerd. Okay, Myth Nerd. I'm going to remove you as the moderator now, as was my original intention, because you seem too worried about the muting people. Don't even worry about it. Come to the stream and be unworried. Hey Colby, hello. Have you made it home? Well, I guess that's a really specific question, and perhaps it's not the spot. But yeah, I've got a pipe cleaner the size of God. Okay. You're saying your favorite flower is the one you're lighting right now. There's talk about figs and going for the low blow is what you expect from your boyfriend, not you. Oh my gosh. And then there's talk about having good taste and somebody with Foshizi my Weezy saying, hello, sweet pea, how are you today? Da-da-da. You're saying you love pipe cleaners. Is this the way to make a little dandelion? We can probably get more specific, but then we can also think about the way to make a really big dandelion. I think I maybe do want to store this as a big old ball anyhow. And dang it. Okay, that could be shaped a little better, perhaps, in the going for storing things in a big old ball way. Stick that over there, and then this can be a rudimentary sort of dandelion. You're saying to make a big fluffy dragon with it. That's very exciting. Well, I have put it in a state that is a little bit easy to undo. So I honestly I don't have any plans right now for my very fluffy pipe cleaners. I've made 2 gifts with them around, what is that, Christmas time? 2 gifts. I made a Reddit mascot for my dad, and then I made a lemur for Art Buddy Pinky. Well, now I have this. Well, I guess that's peculiar to look at, you know? You love cherry flowers and they look very cute, and you're a fan of orchids, and I can use the huge thick pipe cleaner to make a furry worm. You guys are always saying things to me. You're always saying things to me. You're saying, is your dad a Redditor and can you date him? I mean, my parents, like, in trying to teach me about like good relationships growing up, they I somehow in the conversation with my mom, the she said once, I remember that they were like, yeah, if you ever see somebody really attractive that you want to get with, just tell me first. Open communication type of thing. And I was like, oh, I was like some form of a teenager hearing this, I think. And so the answer to can you date my dad? I mean, I guess that's a solid maybe. That's a solid maybe. You're saying you're his type, you promise? Well, I mean, since you promised, guess I have to tell my dad. The random people from the internet, well, they want to date my dad. I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. The There was the option for me not to be freaked out. I'm freaked out. Okay. The I might be as easily amused as a cat that this thing gets to me. All right. Do 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 do. And then come on. I hey hey the I'm not gonna preface it because it's a funny little thing to say, and people should know when something funny has happened. My girlfriend texting me, to say to Colby, your name must be Jack because you sure are cheesy. The the cheese jokes must continue. The cheese jokes must continue. They must. Da-da-da. You're asking why am I trying to hypnotize the chat? Why is it working? You're saying Cartoonari saying the title of the stream was very funny, so you join. You'll be working on some last minute work, and meanwhile, good luck cleaning. Thanks. I have officially gotten distracted by some of the craft supplies while trying to clean, and I'm doing like cat things to my own self. And then you're hearing something about someone wanting to date my dad. Is this too yaoi? Hope not. Wow. And River is going to conventions, and they're huge. That's very excellent. And everyone fight to the death over Charles' dad. Oh my gosh. And then you were dozing, and then make you a mod. I love your vids. It's your third time. Honestly, somebody who's been here a little bit longer has tried out being a mod and then not being a mod, and so frankly, perhaps it takes a little bit more. Da-da-da, you're cheesing. That was cheesing. Really stressed that one far. And hello to River. You're saying it ain't easy being cheesy. Indeed. All right. So some of these things are travel related. My travel sponge. Kobe, I don't know if you were here a second ago, but I decided to show the people the awesome flowers because they are in fact back in my room, in my house, in my room. Awesome flowers. I think I should make a little bit more of them as pen and pencil toppers. And then there's talk of 6 and you misclick the number. Interesting. Cat's work giving us the convincing argument. If I'm a mod, I won't do anything and never show up again. Now that's interesting to think about. They're saying you need 5 years of experience to be a mod, and then there's a thanks for the chill stream. Oh my gosh. And good luck getting the food, Magdella. And then Cartoonari saying, I see what you made with the craft supplies. I'm having a pretty good time. A pretty good time with the craft supplies, dare I say. Wow. Like that. And then you're saying you wish you still had all of your pipe cleaner figures you made when you were a young lad. And Myth Nerd is saying that you might leave. Have a good day, Myth Nerd. I hope that we all get to do the things that need doing within the day. That's a very general wish slash blessing slash whatever. But I suppose it's the thing that seemed the truest to me at that second. The truest and best thing to say. Alright. I did call this a drawing setup stream also. What is happening? Huh. In August? My dad is sending me via email an invitation to eat at a buffet in August? But why August? I don't actually know. All right. You're saying there's no sustenance. You'll drink come and say, oh my goodness, what are you saying? You surely must get a little bit of nourishment, I swear. Okay, what else is here? And I'm keeping things in various piles. I'm at the point of mess in my room personally, where I mean, there's not only the keeping things in piles, but the cleaning that I've done just now of organizing some stuff into a little bin, it doesn't really feel like much progress whatsoever. Showing off the arts a little bit. Ba-da-ba-ba. You're saying August is the best month, and you definitely don't have any bias. You get a birthday, we get a birthday. Are you getting various birthdays? Oh, you're drinking Coke instead? Okay. Okay, likely story, yeah. Likely story. It has betrayed you. Okay, I'm gonna believe you. Da, 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 da. August is your birth month. Very nice. You love White Russians, the drink. Interesting. And then Max secret charity account stuck in there for a second. Good lord. And then it's your birthday today, not gonna lie. Well, if it's your birthday in fact, then happy birthday. And then you're saying, if you want to give me modest my gift. You're acting suspicious. You're acting suspicious, dare I say. Alright, let's get this computer set up. It was honestly a little bit ridiculous to not have it set up, but I always act according to the best of my ability and knowledge and guesswork. Alright, so that is going there. Having it up of all of my stuff. Did I pack my charger? I must have. Ba-da-da-da. Oh, compliments on the butterfly. Why, thank you, Harin, for a compliment on the butterfly. You're saying you're never writing in the chat. The embarrassment, the humanity. My goodness. This thing is double-sided. Same on both sides. A little bit stiff. Really reminds me that I should get some more glue. Just sort of a container of Mod Podge. Because that's some good stuff. Mod Podge for making crafts and whatever. Okay. I'm keeping things in piles. I mean, the solution to cleaning is to get rid of a bunch of stuff, honestly. But it's easier said than done. Okay, we need the charger and various other things. I do understand why good cable management is tough to achieve, because the instinct that I have, although cable management is really impressive to witness, the instinct that I have is to just not do it. Straight up never. Okay. Wow. That was definitely a sound that just got made. Alright. Not my most soothing arrangement of sounds, but there we go. Talk of butterflies, and then you're saying you can't see how this is worse than the Pokemon incident of 2026. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait, the same person who was responsible for that, like, topic in the chat came back a little bit. You have some fruit and yogurt. Oh, that's good stuff. And then what's the Pokemon incident? Oh, well, yeah, somebody just came in here and was like, yeah, what if you put a Pokeball up your butt? And then everyone stayed on that topic for way too long, honestly. I maybe shouldn't even explain it like that. I mean, but yeah. And then you're asking about Pandora's box, and we're asking if we're a good cook. You think you know how to make an egg? Yeah, I mean, you'll pretty much be able to tell when an egg is done. Da, 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 da. And then did I explain the Pokemon incident enough? I don't know. And then there's DMing happening, exciting. The hardest part of cooking is trying to figure out how a non-stick pan works. Yeah, don't even bother with that. Just put a bunch of grease or butter on the pan and then crack an egg in it. And then when it looks like an edible egg, it basically is, I think. You're a major Pokemon fan. You cook for a friend and they gagged. That's a bad sign. It's a bad sign. Alright. And then you're saying you started the Pokemon incident, you're patient 0. Alright, alright. Taking credit as patient zero. You saw? And then Magdala sort of doing things, and then Cartoon Ari asking which yaoi was on the desk. Well, I mean, I did get it off of the desk by now, but it's just over in this corner, still begging to be put back on the desk, dare I say. But it was full color illustration. Let me not block the title. Electric Bones, the webcomic. I love it all day, every day. And then it came back from its hiatus, and I'm always commenting on its webtoon. Well, I thought it came back from its hiatus, but I don't know what the update schedule is supposed to be, and it appears to be maybe possibly gone again. Very difficult to have a relationship with a webcomic like that. Talking about it's in your blood, and you're saying y'all want me to cook. I don't know. What are you going to cook? And then there's Myth Nerd is asking about the plot of the comic. There's a bunch of robots that are shaped like humans in society, and then some of them are sentient and can think like a person, and that's illegal because why the hell would you make like a Roomba or a robot or anything that thinks like a person, and then you don't give it like any free will to do what it wants, and it's just supposed to like serve your functions. That's a messed up thing to do to a robot. You shouldn't give it the ability to feel pain or anything. But despite that, there's a few robots that are basically just as good as people, or perhaps more capable, or perhaps in some ways even more human. And they were all busted out of a facility that was keeping them. Like, the facility gave them a place to live or something. And there's like an evil corporation trying to find out their technology and how it works, and create that kind of advanced robot to sell it in a true horror of ethics. Completely horrifying. So there's an evil corporation trying to do that. And so one of our protagonists, where did I put this? Our protagonist, Ezra, here we go. My beloved femboy android, is like, well, I'm calling it that, but the term inside the comic is like a gray robot, and that's how you can tell that they're, thinking and feeling and all of that good stuff. It's a gray robot. And so this gray robot gets like in a toxic situationship with this nepo baby asshole of a man, and they're very entertaining. You don't really read them as like relationship goals. You read them like a cage match where you're like eating popcorn to it. Very fascinating, and the art style is very gorgeous. You're saying you're scared for me to read all of this? Sweet Jesus. Arroz con pollo? What are you doing? What are you doing with all of these Pokemon? You're being insane. You're worrying me. But oh my god. Okay, so you're burning some pizza over there. Frightening. And hello to Lotus. Hello. Various conversations were happening. Oh my goodness. I hope you're doing all right today. And you know what? Every day. Myth Nerd asking, do you hate him? And then you secretly pay us to say these things. You have a monthly quota. Oh my gosh. And then, let me guess, you hate him and think he's an asshole because you want Ezra? Dude. Dude. That's an incredibly wild swing and a guess. Don't say that, Myth Nerd. Take my word on this. He's an asshole because he doesn't believe in the inherent like rights and personhood of the figure that he desires carnally in this story. I guess that's a little bit of a spoiler, but um they definitely have like a back and forth of power. Like, I don't know, Ezra, I want to say Ezra, my dear femboy, does some extreme things, but it's also sort of a survival situation, and what has to be done. The I don't know. It's definitely a comic where I'm not particularly interested in a conversation about justifying any of their actions, especially when one hasn't read it. All right. The low in your name refers to how you are around 5 centimeters below the average height for males in your age in your country. Really? Really? The all this time? That's what's happening? Burn the pizza, or you'll get me to play Glorb. Interesting. And then I got read like a book. I got read like you're illiterate. Not to be overdramatic. Not to be overdramatic. I'm a big fan of the comic, but I can talk normally about it, I swear. The You're saying in terms of Pokemon and human snuggleability. Oh, you're asking if I want any burnt crispy pizza. Well, sometimes when it's burnt and crispy, it's a little bit better, so I guess yeah. I guess yeah, I would go for at least one bite of that. Man, I hope I'm gonna have a good day. There's talk of the pizza, there's talk of Flareon being dog size. You want to make spaghetti. Do you trust me to cook in y'all's house? Would you mind grilling something outside the house next to the fire extinguisher from the sound of things? Ba-da-da-da-da-da. There's talk of questions for everybody. All right. Now let's mm, mm, log into this device. Am I actually gonna give myself some time to draw? It's already 3 in the afternoon local time. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. And the myth nerd is saying you just got your idea, and it says you're 5'6", but you've always been told that you're 5'7.5" or 5'8". And then Harin is asking us, how many pickles can you shove up your bum? Great questions out here, everybody. And then you're saying Glorb is peak, so you can't even make that threat sound like a threat. And then you want to snuggle Incineroar's big pecs in a normal way. I see. Thanks for specifying. Thanks for clarifying that it's in a normal way. Otherwise, we were just gonna think about big pecs abnormally. Alright, you're saying you think you're 5'11", but you just say 6 foot. And honestly, my perception of it was I'm all the way down here and you're somewhere way above me in the clouds. When we first met, that's my first perception of it. You're saying I need to do a Markiplier Pokemon Smasher Pass stream. I I could do Amazing Digital Circus, including the NPCs. I said that full sentence and I regretted it instantly. I'm regretting it. You're talking very clean, very short. A good, nice, tidy 5 feet. Wow, wow. I've never met somebody 5 feet even until perhaps now. All right, I'm going to get a. I'm gonna get a thing from outside of the room really quick and be right about back. So nobody has gotten up to any shenanigans while I've been gone. We talk some smash. The smash or pass disappearing guy. Imagine he blinks out of existence mid-smash. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't really know. Anyway, here's a stream classic. I think I can what's it called? I think I can set this up pretty nicely. I want to like at least draw something, even though I'm eating into the like time slot where I wanted to draw something with absolutely everything. You went to a restaurant and got banned for burning the food. Well, I mean, they shouldn't really put candles on the table if they don't want you to roast a marshmallow. You're fired from your chef job. It's a little bit how hard is it to get hired as a chef? All right, you're talking you're passing the most toaster like robot characters. You hear me, you see me. Okay. And you're talking about cooking. Where is this bit with the cooking coming from? It's just on your mind. It's just on your mind. You think you're smashing the angel. You like a lot of eyes on you while you smash. Well, the biblically accurate angel is the way to do that. Or the what's it called? Abstractions from Digital Circus. Huh. The okay, like assuming that you get into like an entire conversation with an abstraction. Smash? Like the conversation is coherent. Smash question mark? Alright, what else are we looking at in here? Smash or pass the truck from episode 2. Wow. Smashing, not passing, you got a brain fart in there. My computer's screen went totally white. I should reboot this poor thing. Ooh, wow. Alright, well, I don't know how much drawing I'm going to get done actually, but, it's been really nice saying hi and everything. Alright, so you're not smashing Optimus Prime's cousin, and you're asking, can you say something inappropriate? Yes, sure. And then Haran is saying, who's your favorite viewer in here? Oh, as a viewer, for one, I'm really surprised that that YouTube user Sadie Williams manages to come back all of these times, and for that, as from the viewer perspective, I'm very impressed, you know. Smash or pass Gloink Queen, girl. I help. Oh my gosh. And Haran saying, I hope it's me. That you've come in here and talked about burning all of the food, but you did also offer us some pizza. Alright, a lot of points for that one. A lot of points. Williams is saying you're the favorite. You're saying how inappropriate. You've been saying inappropriate stuff for a bit. Your strangest hear you out is Doris the Hat from Meet the Robinsons? Yes. I don't even know the rest of your hear me out, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba. The other nerd is saying, it's a joke, not seriously, and it's not about you, it's an abstract question. Sure, go ahead. The Gloint Queen has mastery over her two whole... You guys! And Lotus is saying that you're the favorite viewer. You know, that rocks. Let's view some. Ah! Oh my gosh! I feel like I picked the right time to remove the mod privileges from Myth Nerd. Because I mean it does work out. You are asking a lot if your questions are inappropriate, but it's sort of faster to have a team of like, oh god, why? To have a team of like 10 people here. How many people did I make into a mod? Is more efficient to have like a bunch of people here, just sort of making the judgment. Wow, that's a real thing that I did to myself voluntarily. All right, so you'd asked You had asked about whole physics on the femboy. The smasher pasher pizza. It's a lot of detail. There was some, and then we're cutting the hair a little bit, and then you're saying cutting your own bangs is never good. If I put it the other way, is it all right? All right. So it is kind of amazing that it let you say it without getting censored. So now I have cut my own bangs. To be fair, it was right in the middle of my forehead. And now it is not right in the middle of my forehead. Hey, check that out. If I put it to the side a little, we can now barely see the way that I cut my own hair. You're going to eat not burned food now. See y'all later. Get some good sustenance, Colby. Alright, so I cut that much hair off my head just now because the impulse was here. The impulse was nigh. Too many things are happening, but what am I doing? You cut your bangs and you think it was the worst choice in your life. Look. It's to the side. And you're saying, because someone mute you, you feel like you deserve a consequence. I mean, it's whatever, you know? It is whatever. I'm trying to reboot this thing. Restart. Funny. Ba-da-da-da-da. Yeah, but you were timed out for 10 seconds, you know? It works. It works. Alright, they're saying YouTube AI works with 2 pieces of gum and a prayer. Wait a second, what's the last thing that YouTube AI did to you? Alright, it was the do-do-do-do-do. If you delete $10, will you give a mohawk? A mohawk? With the deleting? Alright. Do-do-do-do. So back to the topic. We're going to restart the laptop. And then, I mean, I still do kind of want this to be like a drawing sort of a stream, but also there's several specific things that I do want to do. Okay, so a no-hawk, specifically not a mohawk, no-hawk. Interesting. See, I can still see the place where it was cut, but it's like all the way over to the side, and I feel like if I do that, it's barely even visible. Why are you grinding someone to dust? That's a little bit. I didn't read that right at first. I did not read that right at first. Yeah, I have a lot of pipe cleaners and I don't know what to do with them. And I have a little bit of sticky notes. I feel like these are very good things to have for crafts. Why is and then apparently like over 10 minutes ago, my girlfriend had been sending me fan arts of Pokeball related things. My goodness. Oh my gosh. La, 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 la. All right. And Myth Nerd thinks that you've overstayed your welcome. I mean, a welcome is something on the internet that we make for ourselves, you know? We have to make our own welcomes. And you always make your own welcome, you know? There's condensation, grinded to dust. A no-hawk is having all the hair on your head except the middle where you have a bald stripe. I feel like we discussed this earlier when we discussed whether I should imitate Donald Trump's hair. Da 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 da. And then we're calling that a coin slot. We live and we learn. So is it okay to backhand a child? Is the next thing that you are asking. I guess important follow-up question: is the child running at you with a knife? I guess you would want something with a little bit more range, but maybe. And there's a goodbye to a myth nerd. Thanks for stopping by. Ba-da-ba-ba. What else am I looking at? I'm absolutely trying to see if this thing boots up whatsoever. It's been forever. since we were in a drawing stream, so I just wanted to put one in here. You've opened Pandora's box on saying things, maybe. The child bit you, so you throw him. Why would you backhand a child? These are some great questions, but I can imagine the exact scenario. You know, what if the child is like trying to run people over with a vehicle? I mean, you would probably want to do something else before resorting to backhanding. Violence is not a good first option in this sort of scenario. But oh, don't bite the hand that feeds you, else it hits you is a thing. So, what if you like being hit by the hand that feeds you? What if you nibble the hand cutely and playfully? This is a lot of questions, and you're tapping the child away. Don't tap the child. In like 99% of scenarios, you should not backhand the child. Wait, is it too late? Oh my gosh. And then you're saying you drop kick that child in self-defense. It's some good times. My laptop is taking literally this long to start up. I wonder if I broke it. I hope not. I hope not. You're saying you won't backhand him? And you won't do the other signs of a physical harm? I hope. The other things that lead to or are associated with physical harm. You're saying you tap a child to get 2 more energy and you'll put out your commander. What is this? What is this? I feel like doing like a 5 or 10 minute drawing at this rate. At this rate. You're saying you're dealing 5 damage to me unless I counterspell. Oh, I'm trying to figure that out today. Honestly, I've been going into playing Dungeons and Dragons all this time without having read much about it, having only watched all of the podcasts and playthroughs and things, and intending to watch more, but oh sweet Jesus. Well, that looks like my laptop looks broken as fuck, my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. This is fucked. Is it coming back? Seeing a beautiful desktop background. Why is my nose so clogged? Oh, YouTube blocked a message from you. Whoa, these subject matters, they're really getting us. Philosophical style. It didn't even block Mythner's message. What kind of hooked up stuff did you say? Indeed, in fact. What did I do to this laptop? Can I get a 5-minute drawing out of this? You're saying the only time you'll ever smack someone is if they ask you nicely. That's really good. That's really good. And why would YouTube censor a message about being asked nicely for things? You're saying, can't you please smack me? See, this is perfectly reasonable. I see. Okay, Harin is still here, smacking people up. I like your dragon, by the way. I like your dragon profile picture. Alright, this is taking 1 million years to load. So, like, maybe I should just mark this down as my first successful cleaning stream, because I've tried to have a stream where I clean stuff before. I didn't get very far. But today, I emptied stuff off of a desk and filled up a drawer. There's... And that Harin is saying it is a picture of how I will dominate your cheeks. Very nice. And then hello to random stuff I like, saying, "Hi, my wife, how have you been, my beautiful goddess?" I've been cutting my own hair right off my head, right off the rest of my bangs. Here's my hair. I guess who starts a conversation like that? And then I got to feed some fish. Thanks for the compliments. I hope your week has been going nice too. Maybe drinking Coke to satiate your hunger, which is ever growing, was a bad idea. You said you have yogurt. Yes, I'm going bald by hand. I have pictures of me being bald too. You don't feel awesome right now. Oh dear. You're asking if you can have my hair. For what purpose? And how much of it? And for how much of it? Because I have this little bit right here. A little bit of hair. But I don't know if you know this. Probably. Let's do a solid maybe on that one. I also have a lot more hair in a jar. Such as that. Do. The let's say this one is $2,000. Yes, we're pulling numbers directly out of our asses today. $2,000. I send you all the hair. Da-da-da. And then you're saying you want just a little bit of the hair for a hair pie you're making. I see. All right, well then, I don't know economics, but if it's just a little bit, then I guess that's free. You're saying you were too lazy to make the prep for yogurt with fruits, but you're feeling ill and not so hot. You gotta put yogurt in your mouth right now. You gotta put yogurt in your mouth right now, right exactly now. You could make a voodoo doll with the hair. Interesting. I guess I wouldn't really want it in a pie then. And then I was bald as a knee for some time, One Punch Man style, but without the power. And then you're saying you'll smack $1 for $4. Don't know what that means. You're calling me mom or perhaps moom. Interesting. Who's mooing? You're saying, and you need a piece of your hair to kiss and small all day. Wow. What does it mean to small all day? Is this what it is like to be 5 foot even? 5 foot and nothing else? The hello to cat's work. You've missed the part of the stream where I cut off my hair. Only a little bit. But there it is. You're saying the chat's getting out of hand. In fact, yeah. Alright, well I finally got the finally got my laptop working a little bit. I don't know about drawing now because it's taking a little bit longer. I can just check the hidden message. You're saying does hiding messages do nothing? It does something for most people, I would think. But if everyone's a mod and everyone sees the hidden messages, and then I also see the hidden messages. Yeah, maybe it does nothing. You have to rail the chat. And then you're saying, is it fine to smack a child if he calls you slow? It's not fine. I don't know if anyone can stop you, like, physically. It's not fine, though, for the record. You're saying, tease the child back, establish a big sibling dynamic. Yeah, I should have more positive and hopeful things. My laptop just blue screened. Internal power error? I'm slightly discouraged from doing a drawing stream today. But I have dreams, damn it. I have dreams. This is completely quitting on me. Okay then. You threw the child again. Good lord. And then your mind is derailing. And someone needs to rail your mind back. Oh my gosh. Alright. Here we go. And then random stuff I like is giving us a message that should really stay in the hidden one. Let's keep that one hidden. And then man. Alright, well, I suppose I'll share a little bit of art later, but if I can do like a morning stream tomorrow that's like, I don't know, 4 hours earlier than this one, then perhaps I'll be doing some art. I don't know. I want to pack events into my day. Something like that, right? But I do feel a little bit lighter, especially with the clearer desk. A little bit lighter than when I started. So hopefully the art stuff works by tomorrow, because for now I'm going to be going off on all of my adventures and things. William says you're being censored over a very reasonable message. Goodness gracious. And then you're saying y'all don't mind me. Your favorite person is going to leave for a bit. Bye, y'all. And then internal power error equals reinstall your graphics driver. Oh my gosh. Is that true stuff? Reinstall graphics. I've this laptop has been jostled lately. It's been jostled. So I hope it's still like physically okay, right? I hope it's physically okay. Alright. So I feel a bit weird about not getting to the drawing portion, but also my stuff breaking big style. So thank you guys for chatting. You're coming back, chat. You're off the rails indeed. Off the rails indeed. Alright. Thank you guys for chatting. You're saying we can't have no art stream. Should I try 5 minutes of art stream? I can fold under zero pressure, honestly. Can I try 5 minutes? You're saying we have to go, so we need compensation. All right, I mean, I'll try it out. Ba-da-ba-ba. You say these things in a light-hearted manner, perhaps, but I don't know. Let's see if it works, because it's quite fun to have everybody drawing on the same canvas. It's very nice. It's very nice. You're saying art is awesome, and the stream has to be 8 hours. You're saying you're joking, you don't gotta do it. I'm gonna try to do it for like 5 minutes. But, nothing fancy, I suppose. Man, I hope this thing boots up. I hope this thing boots up. I hope this thing boots up. Indeed. In fact. Oh, dude. Last time we were in this, canvas, and I'm opening up the old canvas. I had just watched Gameaverse. To compensate for all the weeks of no streams, I've been promoted to the new lo-fi person. What did I do? What did I do? Oh, for the 24/7 stream. Well, that's very concerning. That's very concerning. I have to study and or draw in a soothing environment, so that's not so bad. 24/7 for maybe years. Wow. That's a good thing. Seriously, good job. Very cool. Very cool. Alright. Everything on this thing is very slow. And usually streaming slows things down even more. You're swimming in the ocean. You're already in your house. So disrespectful. You're only 800 miles from Hawaii. And then Howden is back from being bored again. I I'm attempting to see if I can do like 5 minutes worth of drawing. But it's not very satisfying, but perhaps the crunch is amusing. Let's have like a timer running. And then of course the whole thing ends when it's up, when it's done with. And you're saying, how was Hawaii? Well, I mean, I got to feed fish right up in the ocean, and that's that's a standout portion. I got to eat a bunch of delicious food. I got to have a really big shave ice that and the person making it put freshly made mochi on it. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Fresh mochi. You're gonna burn more pizza in my chat. Maybe people would want some crispy pizza. And then you're saying you're willing to tell a romance story of how you and your boyfriend did nothing at the house today. Very romantic. Oh my gosh. I wish I could do nothing in the house. My mom doesn't allow guests over. Not even my best friend of how many years? My best friend of like 22 years or something. It's overwhelming to think about. Anyone else craving popcorn mixed with Reese's cups? Interesting. And then you're willing to send your message that got censored on Magna, which doesn't give a shit about censoring. Okay. We are pretty much good to go, dare I say. Why is Chrome the color yellow? This is absurd. Sweet Jesus. I feel like that's the one causing problems, maybe. So cooking free food in people's kitchens. That's very exciting news indeed. It's free. You're bringing over your own food. Alright guys, I'll set some kind of a... Does it have anything to do with the popcorn with ice cream? I would try that. I would in fact try that. Alright. Ba 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 ba. Ba. Well, I don't actually know what is, well, I guess it must be the webcam that's picking up the audio. But let's go on and do that. Wow. They managed to put advertisements on the Magma while I was gone. Alright, let's set a... You're asking, why is your favorite streamer buying? Is it broken? Well, let's head over to the horizontal stream. You're talking about popcorn with ice cream on waffles with strawberries, chocolate sauce, and whipped cream. Maybe got possessed by an ancient scroll that got broken by lava. You know what? I haven't eaten yet today. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon. I have not eaten yet today, and Steven's together breakfast always looked really weird to me, but right now I'm hungry enough that it sounds really good. You're apologizing for ADHD. Don't ever apologize for having ADHD. But here we go on over to the horizontal stream, if I may start this thing really quick. Here we go. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.